All right, everybody. Welcome back for another one. And I wanted to start this video off taking a look at the Bitcoin chart once again because we finally got that breakout to a new all-time high. We're coming back to retest it right now, and to me this still looks good. So it's holding up. Obviously we had this wick down below, but since then the price has been bought back up and we are sitting at support over the recent resistance level. So to me it all looks good, and I keep referring back to this because honestly Bitcoin still drives the market, so we have to pay attention to what it's doing. Everyone's been asking, are we getting close to alt season, right? Everyone's been anticipating this forever. I think we definitely are. But ultimately, one of the key factors to knowing whether or not we are actually there, right, is just keeping up with this altcoin dominance compared to Bitcoin. So this is still basically trending upwards, kind of in a channel, an ascending triangle, but we haven't had any major breakout. So once we get above this level, like the 44% area, get some support up there, I think that's when you will know we are for sure expecting more explosive upside in altcoins. And I think we're right there, and I'm about to show you why. So I think the biggest factor in breaking out of this is going to be Ethereum still. Ethereum being the second largest crypto, it's going to drive that Bitcoin dominance down whenever it moves up naturally, right? So Ethereum, it looks good, right? It just hasn't really gotten much attention, hype lately. Everyone's distracted with all these NFTs and DeFi and everything, but reality is, 90% of all that stuff runs on Ethereum. So if anything is due for another move, it is Ethereum. And one thing I wanted to point out to you guys, actually, that I noticed is this little fight we got going on at all-time high for Ethereum reminds me a lot of Bitcoin in 2017. And I'm going to show you something pretty interesting. All right. So as I had recently said before in a video, I said it looked like with the fib levels, fib extensions, that Ethereum could be running up to as high as 5,700 very soon. I still think that's definitely in the cards, and maybe even more so now, because once I was realizing how similar this looked to the Bitcoin top in 2017, or all-time high, sorry, I noticed something. So if you check this out right here, take this bar pattern from 2017, from the point where Bitcoin was fighting its all-time high, and you lay it over on what Ethereum's doing right now, they look eerily similar, right? So sure that fits well. And one thing I noticed, right, look, fits like a glove, right, pretty much, besides this one wick up. So but anyway, I also noticed that if you take the fib extensions and run them up, that aligns identically with getting up to the 5,700 level. And if this were to play out just like that, well, look at that. It should happen by third weekend to April. So a month from now, if this plays out, historically speaking, you can always find these patterns and fractals and charts and compare them, and it works often. So as you can see, this is very close to what we're seeing. Fight at all-time high for Bitcoin, fight at all-time high for Ethereum, and it takes us up to the fib extension as well. So we could be right there. All right, that's all I wanted to show you with that. Moving on to some news. So this is a few days old, but I didn't point it out before, so I wanted to talk about it really quick because I think it's a big deal. So FTX is in talks to sponsor Miami Heat's NBA arena, per report. Crypto exchange FTX is in talks with Miami-Dade County in Florida to sponsor the basketball arena that houses the Miami Heat, a professional basketball team, according to the Miami Herald. The Herald reported Friday that FTX is getting closer to signing a deal with Miami-Dade County, which owns the stadium and is legally responsible for naming rights. Currently, it is sponsored by American Airlines. So this would be the first time that a crypto exchange or anything sponsored a professional sports team. So also, this is relevant because FTX actually has its own cryptocurrency, the FTT token, so ticker FTT. Anyway, just figured I would point this out because say that they do get this sponsorship signed with the Miami Heat, they get their name on the stadium. I'm sure that will drive up the price. So for anyone who wants to speculate some speculative information, here you go. But one thing to note is the price has already been ran up a lot. So it was $5 in December. Right now it's about $42. So something to keep an eye on though. Next up, Bitcoin plunges below 55K amid weak institutional inflows and profit taking. All right, so this article didn't age well. We're back up above 55K, sitting at 56 right now. But they said Bitcoin is losing altitude on Monday amid weak buying pressure from institutional investors. The failure to establish a foothold above 60K and the decline is likely the result of the flat to negative Coinbase premium. So they're referring to basically the percentage difference from Binance price, BTC USDT, to Coinbase price, BTC USD. So the higher the premium, the stronger the spot buying pressure from Coinbase. I think we'll see Bitcoin short-term bearish or going sideways until there's significant institutional spot inflows in Coinbase, said the writer here. But anyway, I just wanted to point this out because the real thing to pay attention to is the narrative, right? So now it at least seems to me that the story is starting to flip from Bitcoin to altcoins, right? You start getting these bearish Bitcoin news articles, and everything will start to be centered around the growth in altcoins. And that's of no coincidence to me. It's just something to pay attention to the narrative from Coindesk and these other major platforms. Well, for one, because who owns Coindesk? If you come over to Digital Currency Group's website portfolio, you can come down to the C section and you can see easily that Coindesk is owned by Digital Currency Group, along with everything else, right? They own Coinbase. They own Grayscale as well. They basically own everything, right? Their Hashgraph, big portion there. So you get it. Digital Currency Group is the owner of everything crypto, and whatever they start putting out in the news, that's why I say pay attention to the narrative. That's all, because they will twist it in a manner that they want. And if they want alt season, you'll start seeing alt season related articles. Next up, a very misleading and confusing article. Indian government officials give mixed signals over planned crypto legislation. Discussions for proposed legislation would usher in a blanket ban on cryptocurrency use in India are in the final stages, according to a senior government official, right? So, first part of the article, they say they're going to ban it. Then, the official said fines would be issued for breaking the law after a 6-month grace period to dispose of crypto assets. But, on the same day as the Reuters report, the Deccan Herald cited Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs Nirmala Sitharaman as saying the government is not planning to completely bar cryptocurrency trading. They said, from our side, we are very clear that we are not shutting all options. We will allow certain windows for people to do experiments on the blockchain, bitcoins, or cryptocurrency. Right, so I was just reading this like, okay, so what are they trying to say? They didn't really say anything, right? They just said that they might ban it or they might not, and that they think that they won't. So I just think this is more FUD, keeping people confused on purpose. Because is it really a matter of question what direction we're going? All the stock markets, all the money will eventually run on blockchain-based protocols. All right, it's happening. It's coming. If India is going to ban crypto, that's like them saying they're going to ban the internet in the 90s or 2000s. It's just like, okay, you're going to ban yourself from the world then. All right, eventually everyone and everything will have connections to blockchain. Next up, crypto strategist says 2 altcoins are heavily undervalued. Just wanted to point this out real quick for you guys. The 2 that he named, this guy Michael Van de Poppy, I don't know. He says to keep an eye on open source Oracle platform DIA, which is currently sitting at an $80 million market cap. And then he says he's also spotlighting Litecoin as an asset that has a lot of room to grow before it catches up to Bitcoin's yearly gains. All right, so DIA and Litecoin. If you have any interest, dig into those. Reported volume of top South Korean crypto exchanges surpasses that of the country's stock market. The volume of transactions in the South Korean digital currency market briefly exceeded the daily average transaction amount of the country's stock market on Sunday. It should be noted that trade volumes appearing on CoinMarketCap are not always believed to be accurate due to the prevalence of volume inflation. CoinMarketCap has introduced several initiatives to combat inflated volume data, but the figures reported there are higher than what's seen in Masari. I just thought this part was funny because Binance owns CoinMarketCap now, and Binance is part of the Tether Ponzi. Like 70-something% of all their trades are in Tether. So the fact that they're saying they have introduced several initiatives to combat the inflated volume, no, they haven't. But this article is just a glimpse into the future, to be honest. The time is coming to where crypto trading surpasses that of the stock market. Eventually, the stock market will run on crypto, like I was just saying. Okay, that's what's coming. Next up, Moneyball turns to crypto. The A's are selling suites for 1 Bitcoin. The Oakland A's are taking a headfirst slide into cryptocurrency. The San Francisco East Bay Ball Club announced that fans can buy a 6-seat suite for the 2021 81-game home season in the Oakland Coliseum for a single Bitcoin valued at Sunday $60,105. All right, so a baseball team is now letting you pay with 1 Bitcoin to buy a suite for the entire season. So if you have any interest in that or you're a fan of this team, then there you have it. All right, I just think this is signs of moving more into mass adoption, right? The Dallas Mavericks have tried their stint with using Bitcoin and Ethereum as payments in the stadium, but they've also done, now they're doing Dogecoin. So we'll see what happens with that. It's like they keep dancing around the ones that actually do work for payments, right? We know which ones those are. OSL, Hong Kong's first regulated crypto exchange, commences live trading. All right, so Hong Kong now has a regulated exchange, and according to a press release shared with Coindesk on Monday, OSL has executed its first customer trades through its trading desk. The crypto trading platform is the only one in the jurisdiction to hold both the Type 1 and Type 7 licenses, first granted by Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission in August of 2020. Type 1 allows the platform to deal in securities, while the Type 7 license permits digital asset activity. The exchange is also audited by Big Four accounting firm PwC. A regulated exchange is launched in Hong Kong, and PwC is doing the auditing. Mass adoption is coming. All right. Blockchain gets first mention in China's 5-year policy plan. Blockchain technology was mentioned for the first time ever in a draft of China's national 5-year policy plan, the final version of which was approved by lawmakers and advisors at the end of an annual political meeting on Thursday in Beijing. So, the digital economy is expected to contribute to the country's GDP and transform China into a global leader through the use of artificial intelligence, big data, cloud computing, and blockchain, according to the draft. Right? So, once again, mass adoption is coming. Why are they talking about blockchain in the 5-year plan if they're going to ban it? Next up, Hoskinson. 100 plus companies are ready to leave Ethereum for Cardano. All right, so Charles Hoskinson claims that his project is poised to steal some of Ethereum's thunder, with claims that more than 100 companies are in the pipeline and will shift to Cardano when the latter's functionality matures. But this guy named Nick Carter, who's the co-founder of Coinmetrics and partner at venture capital firm Castle Island Ventures, appears wary of the claims. He says, "I'm not aware of a single popular application deployed on Cardano, nor have I seen any enthusiasm for the platform among developers. I am truly mystified as to why it is enjoying a resurgence in popularity." Right, so they're going to keep going back and forth. Hoskinson says Cardano's going to steal from Ethereum. Ethereum fans say no, but as mentioned here, if you come over to the popular dApp trackers, such as dApp Radar and dApp.com, you can see that they don't provide any information about dApps on Cardano, so maybe it's hard to tell at this point. But for me, myself, I wanted to check out these dApp websites. So I came over here. I've never actually looked at these before, and now I know why. So when I come over here and look at all the dApps that exist, I realize we're still so early. Looking at this website just reminds me of the internet and computers in the early 90s. They had some games on them and some applications you could use, but it was just like, I really have no use for this right now, right? It's just a bunch of toys. Reality. I mean, look at this. The number 2 on this dApp radar anyway is called Pancake Swap. We're early, guys. The number 3 one is NBA Top Shot, which is a dApp or app where you can pay a lot of money for essentially GIFs of basketball that are also free. So, I mean, you decide, right? Same with dApp.com. We're early, guys. The top projects are really all DeFi, and that's just being able to swap crypto quickly on decentralized exchanges or stake your money away for 1,000% gains, which is also unrealistic. So we are early. That's my main point. NIM launches new proof-of-stake enterprise-facing blockchain platform. The new proof-of-stake platform is 4 years in the making. Symbol is a proof-of-stake blockchain with its own token XYM, which the NIM group is marketing as an enterprise blockchain solution for fintech, supply chains, and everything in between. So it's another smart contract platform that can be used for a variety of things, pretty much. On Symbol's public blockchain, proof-of-stake validators can stake a supernode with their XYM or stake their tokens in another supernode's pool, just like all of them. So there is another one, XYM. I believe this was airdropped to NIM holders on Binance and a couple other exchanges. But if you participated in this, congratulations, you got some free crypto. And there is another smart contract platform. Anchor begins countdown to launch of bank-beating DeFi savings account. So this was supposed to happen in October of last year, but then it got pushed to November. But now there's a countdown on their website that's showing that it happens within a day, basically. Under the plan announced last summer, Anchor would allow users to hold Terraform's UST stablecoin pegged to the US dollar and earn returns that consistently outpace the annual percentage yield of savings accounts in US banks. Anchor represents a significant new DeFi application independent of Ethereum, where most of the DeFi takes place. A basic savings account that should be more than competitive with traditional banks. So basically, if you go over their website, it is a 20% APY savings account. And I guess that's it. But that's really good returns to just be putting money away. So we'll see what happens. But yes, they're claiming they're going to offer 20% annual yield, and that this launches in 1 day, 17 hours, 16 minutes, and 56 seconds, 55, 54. Okay, so you get it. Next up, Canon Creative sees miner sales rise amid soaring Bitcoin prices. The NASDAQ-listed Canon Creative says orders for its cryptocurrency mining machines are rising amid sky-high prices. The China-based company said in a statement that pre-sales of mining machines to the North American market have reached about 120,000 units, up 17% from mid-February. All right, I mostly wanted to point this out in case you guys are trading stocks. This is another crypto-related stock that you would have access to on NASDAQ-based accounts. So there you have it. History is repeating itself once again. The same exact thing happened in 2017. I think this will also end with another sell-off for these companies, but we'll see. I mean, 2017 was just everyone buy Intel, everyone buy AMD, this and that, any kind of mining related company got bought up, and here you go, we're back at it. Last but not least, now robots are making digital art NFTs. We are moving into this AI age, of course. Here we are. Hong Kong-based Hanson Robotics announced Monday the launch of a collection of NFT-based digital artworks by its robot called Sophia. Created in collaboration with artists Andrea Boniceto and curated by Los Angeles-based Four Gallery, each piece will be linked to an NFT to be sold on Nifty Gateway Marketplace on March 23rd. So Sophia, the robot, is now doing NFTs as well because that's the new hot thing. So I will not be surprised to see these things sell for a hefty penny. But honestly, historically speaking, I guess it is historical, I guess you could say. That about does it. Hope that was informative. As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
Paper money is going away.
Yes.
And crypto is a far better way to transfer value than pieces of paper. That's for sure.
Without a doubt.
That has its pros and cons.
Just to clarify, Tesla's not going to start selling Bitcoin anytime
No, we're
soon.
not.
Okay, you heard it here first, even though everyone thought that.
Yeah, right.